In this module, we're working using single row function to customize the output. Let's first find out what is a function. What is a SQL function? Let's first connect to a Oracle database through the PuTTY. So I'm going to loading my CSNW HCCS EDU, load this feature, this database, open that one, and well, here I connected to Unix. Let's go next, connect to Oracle version 11. SQLPLUS and connect to Oracle. Connect to Oracle version 11. Let's look at this example. Select lower SQL courses from Dole. Dole is a default table. Let me show it to you what is in this table. If I'm going selecting asterisk from Dole, you're going to see this is a default table. When you're installing Oracle database, automatically it's going to return this. When you do not putting any table or any object in Oracle database, but by default this is the way that you can test when you are connected to Oracle database and database is active. So Dole is a table with one row and that one column and one row. The column is D and the content of that column is X, nothing else. It gives us a good ability to test an example like this one that I have right here. For example, I'm going to select lower SQL courses from Dole. So convert these SQL courses to lowercase. By copy and pasting this one, you're going to see that I can execute, and what it did, it convert SQL courses. If you notice from uppercase, it convert this one to a lower cases. This is one type of the function that we deal, and mostly we're going to have many of this feature available that allow us to manipulate the data in the database and have a customized output in the format that we would like. Let's look at it in much more detail. Here is more example. Now I did this example from the string. Now I can use the same example, but this time I'm going to replace the SQL course my string with a column of the table, of the employee table. And if I'm going to apply this one, it's going to apply against all the row of the employee table. So if I'm going to apply this one, you're going to see that it converts everything to the lowercase. We call this type of the function single row function, as you're going to see right here. We call them single row function. Why we call it single row function? Because it's applying to single row by row. We're applying to row by row and change the content of that column, content of that field of the row of the column. However, we may have some other type of the function which we call get the sum of the salary from employee table, and this type of function we call it group function because it's going to read the first salary from employee table to the last salary employee table, add all those together and return a result. So this type of function we call it group function. We call it multiple row function. So we have single row function and we have multiple row function. In this example that I have it right here, this is an example of multiple row function. It applies in all column of applying on all the field of the column and calculate the totals of the salary. Or we may asking to count number of the row, number of the salary. That's also possible. As you're going to see, when we execute this function, it's going to return the total salary, and it also tells us that 51 row exists in the employee table. But now let's go in the detail about the single row function that we have in the Oracle database. The single row function that we have right here, it may apply against a string, it may apply against a number, it may apply against a date, and we have many different type of it. Let's look at it. So the single row function, it may be general, it may be alphanumeric format, it may be number format. You could do a conversion, you apply on the date function, and also by nature is character type. Let's look at the first type of it, which is character function. The character function is as follows. It may be like the example that we did, it may be case sensitive function converting a string from lowercase to uppercase, or from uppercase to the lowercase, or init cap. What I mean by that one, let's go look at this example right here. Let me bring this one up. Here is the character function. As we explained it, that the character function consists of all of this function right here, lower, upper, init cap, concat. I try to run an example for all of it. Let's look at right here the first one that we have init cap. We test that one. We test also this one against the employee table, and also we can do the uppercase. Can take the first name and convert it to the uppercase from employee table. So you can convert all the last name to the uppercase, and if you apply that one, you're going to see that we executing and you're going to convert all the last name to the uppercase. We have more functions such as concat. We have an example of the concat function. Concat function, we select the first last name and concatenate that one with the first name of the employee. As you're going to see right here, when I apply this one concat, you're going to take the first name and concatenate it with the last name of the function. But what you notice new right here in this example is that I have two arguments. This is one argument, this is another argument. So single row function may be taking multiple arguments and as input and returning multiple row as output. But let's put it this way, let's reverse it. You're going to take multiple arguments as input, but as a result we're going to return one character string output per row. So single row function take one or more argument as input and generate one output as the argument per row. That's what we're thinking about. Multiple row function, it took many rows and returned one output, like the example that we tried. As you're going to see in this syntax, we have the function name. Function name could accept n argument and return one output. However, this character function, let's say apply a number function. Also, it can deal with the number. If I ask him to concatenate 10999 from this table, let's see what is going to return the result. You're going to see that also a concatenate function, however, is a character function, but you're going to see 10999, and you're automatically attempting to implicitly convert, or let's say automatically or implicitly convert this one to a string 100, then this one to a string 99, and put these all together as a single number. Here is the example of the substring. Substring, what you're going to say, you're going to say look at the first name field and only display the first character to third character of the first name. So if I ran this one, you're going to concatenate first name and last name. But in the first name, what you're going to do, you're going to just take the first three characters of the first name. Here's the example, and we're running. You're going to take John, J-O-N, Kim, Jen, and just Will, W-I-L, the first three characters of the first name. Let's rewrite this one in another form. Let's look at this example. What we did, just we concatenating the substring, the first three letters of the first character of the first name, concatenated with the dot, and concatenated with the last name of the employee. So John Tyler, and you're going to see Pat Fay, and you're going to see that it takes the first three characters of the first name right here. I took the substring of the first three characters of the first name, concatenate that one with the dot, and concatenate that one with the last name. The next function in str, in a string, look for the character W in hello world, and it's going to tell us what is the position of this character. So position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it should tell us that the character W located in the 6th position. If I have multiple W in this hello world W right here, it really doesn't care about the second W. Let's put upper W. It really doesn't care about it. It only displays the position of the first character because it is a single row function. If I copy and run this one in the body, you're going to see that it first displayed the first W and it don't care about the second one if more exists. Also, I may change this one and use a column instead of the hello world. It could be the last name. It could be any string that exists in the field of the table. The next one is the select links. Links return the size of the last name of the employee, and you're going to see how many character space each last name taking. So you're going to return a number. As you're going to see that we ran this one in right here, and you're going to say how many digit each last name is. Right here, if I listed last name from Dual, give me the links of each last name. The next option is going to be LPAD and RPAD. Put 10 asterisk after left side of the salary. In this example, put 10 asterisk on the right side of the salary field. Let's go ahead and run the first one. As you're going to see that we ran the query and it put 10 asterisk on the left side of the salary field. If I replace this L with the R, you're going to put it in the right side of the salary. The next function is replace the word J with the word BL. Now, if you noticing up to now, we had only one argument, two argument mostly. Now it's start changing three argument. We have one argument, two argument, three argument. In this example again, we have one argument, two argument, three argument. As we discuss it right here, that input could have a function could have n argument. Go through the function execution and returning one result. As you see, I'm going running this example again through the dual table because it is a string, and we're asking to convert all the J with the BL. Let's try this example too. And as you're going to see that it changed black and blue. The trim function, what it does is really removing all the spaces exist in the string. So what we're going to say, let me restate the trim. The trim remove all the H from this string. So one argument right here, trim character H space N W whatever from this string. So when I'm executing this one, as you see right here, it removed the H. As you're going to see in this example, trim work on the first character and the last character. But if I identify a character W, which is it's not at the beginning of the string or nor it at the end of the string, it won't be able to remove it. In this example, I'm asking trim W from hello world, and you're going to see the hello world remain the same because it is not the first character and it is not the last character. But if I selecting the last character, you're going to remove it. Here are more examples from your book about case sensitive of the function. Here another example of concatenation substring, and same example that we tried. Here is a much more interesting example combining all those functions together and generating an output. And finally we go to the next concept, which is number function. Well, in the number function, let's have a simple example. Select 10 divided by 3 from those, and you're going to see that 10 divided by 3 is going to be 3.33333. Well, somehow you would like to apply several features that we have in the algebra. One of them you may want to round it up, one of them you may truncate, one of them you may I think the round and the trunk is the two options that we have, but we're going to see much more format of round and trunk which is available in Oracle. Let's look at the first example. If I have a select statement like this one, rounding 45 9.26 in 2 digit, so you're going to take this 2 digit and round it up, and you're going to see 9.2 is, when you're going to round it, you're going to put 9.0. Let's try it. As you're going to see right here, 9.266, because we're asking round to 2, it's going to remain 926. It's more than 5. If it was 4, you're going to change it to 92. But right here, you're going, because it's 2.926, to when you round it, you're going one more higher, and you're going to change to 0.93. So the number change remain 95.93. So don't make mistake. This is 6 digit. 6, when you round it, is 5 or more. So it added 1 to 2 and change it to 23. However, when we using the trunk disregard the closest number, and it automatically remove the 9.26 and change it to the 9.2.92. That's what you're going to do. The trunk it does. Well, there are much more interesting examples. Let's go ahead and look at what is the -1 and -2. Let me run the first one. This example, the same one we did, 926 rounded in, and as you're going to see, it display 9 point. You're going to change it just 9, and we're using the round, and 9.26. 26 is less than 50, so you're going to change it just 0.9. Now let's change this example to -1, and if we are changing this example to -1, we're going to see that the result is changed to 50. Why 50? Because when we're using -1, we didn't have this feature in the algebra. When we're using -1 disregard the fraction and go for the integer portion. And you go look at the right here is 4.5 some number, and you're going to say 4.5 because I'm going to using the round function. It changes 45 to 50. Let's change this -1 to -2. -2 is going to mean they bring the pointer right here before 45, and 45 is less than 10, and so you're going to change it to the result to the 0. We can apply the same negative feature against the trunk, and the trunk like before that we work right here is really there's not rounding up or rounding down. You're going to round it, just trunk the fraction. We have one more option which is working with the date. I'm having in the second video. Thanks.